Welcome to our December Spotlight on Sports show. This month we have an exciting show where we feature the Women's Golf Association and some members giving us some insight into the Women's Golf League and also some of the players who have won championships. We also will be doing a piece on the Adopt a Hole program, and we'll be spotlighting one of the volunteers. Stay with us as our show begins. Well, we are very happy to have with us today members of the Women's Golf Association here at Sun City. With me on my far left is Renee Cannon, who is Director of Events and Tournaments. And in the middle here is Stephanie Abbott, who is President of the Women's Golf Association. And let's start with Stephanie first. Stephanie, how many members do you have in your organization?
Right now we have 224 members.
And do all 224 play at the same time?
No. Each week we sign up for tournaments, and we have approximately 70 to 90 people play a week.
Okay. And how many days a week do you play?
We play on Thursday mornings every week, and we alternate between Hidden Cypress, Okatee Creek, and Argent Lakes golf courses.
Good. And if somebody wants to join, what qualifications do they need?
Here in Sun City, you need a handicap, which is given by issued by the USGA. It's, we call it a GIN number, which is a Golf Handicap Information Network. They keep track of your rounds and give you an average handicap. So you need a Sun City GIN, and you need to be a resident of Sun City.
Okay. And how does somebody go about getting the handicap?
Well, you need to join a local club, and that could be one of our courses here, and you post your scores. They take the best 8 scores of your last 20 rounds, and that way they are able to continually establish a handicap that's current.
So when you play in the weekly competitions, do you try to put the same handicaps together? Do you spread the handicaps out?
I'm going to give that to Renee.
Okay, Renee.
So we do a variety. We either play individual events, which normally we do try to keep you basically flighted, what we call, which is with your handicaps. And then we also, at least once a month, play what we call an ABCD event, which means you have somebody from the top 25%, the next 25%, the next 25, and down. And that way you do get to meet more members, and you get to play with a variety of handicaps and a variety of ladies.
So it sounds like it's fairly competitive.
Oh yeah. I mean, we have some really good golfers in here. I joined about 4 years ago, and since then we've gotten at least 3, 4, 5 more really good golfers, which you'll meet one later. But we all have a really good time, I think, and it's really more about meeting people, having a good time on the course, and obviously still playing a little competitively.
So if I'm a high handicapper and I'm playing, I don't hit the ball maybe as far as somebody with a low handicap, do they play different tees?
Yes. You get to decide which tees you play. We offer, in general, at Hidden Cypress, you can either play the black tees or you can play the orange tees. At Okatee, it's either black tees or the orange-black combo tees. And then at Argent, we play mostly just the black tees. We do then play some games that we offer a little mix of other things to make it a little interesting. So you do get to choose what you want to do.
Now, do you ever play outside of Sun City?
So we don't as a WGA. We do there are plenty of opportunities to join other places. We have the Low Country, and we have what they call the LPGA AM has lots of availability to get into and play lots of nice courses in this area.
Does somebody that's playing in the WGA, do they need to belong to the Sun City Club?
Yes, definitely.
Remember I was talking about the GIN? Mm-hmm. You need to have that issued by the USGA, and our Sun City Golf Club does that for you. So when you join the golf club, they essablish your annual GIN.
Do you do anything outside of golf, like any social events?
Well, not really.
I would say after tournaments,
right.
We have usually meals or get-togethers then, but we don't set up social events. They're more infrequent than frequent.
We do sometimes offer, like on one of our Thursdays, we'll do a no game. So that is just what we call a social event. And that way, sometimes we'll let them actually make their own foursomes, which is also nice, even though there are 6 other days of the week that people golf. But we don't do anything specific like that. I will tell you that my husband thinks I never come home because the women do hang out much more than the men do after golf. So we're social then.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of competitions and tournaments do you put on?
So we have, we call them all tournaments. We play weekly, but then we also have at least half a dozen what we call our majors, which include in the late winter we play something called a Palmetto Cup, which is like a team event. So kind of like the Solheim Cup. So we everybody signs up and then we separate them into 2 teams and they play each other just like they do for the Solheim or Ryder Cups. We have a member, always one of our favorites. We have a President's Cup, which is basically full net. So it's only net, so you use your handicap. And it's just a 2-day tournament, total score. We're going to do something new this year, or this coming year, that they used to do, which is an MGA WGA mixer.
Oh.
So that's going to be fun. We do our club championship and we do a member guest. So those are our big ones.
It sounds like it's a big job for you as far as putting this all together.
It is. I like doing that kind of stuff, though. I'm going to be going into my 5th year doing this. So I'm learning. Every year I learn something that I should have already known kind of thing. So I'm still perfecting my own part of it. But it is. I mean, it can be a lot because I also end up doing, like after we play, I do the prizes kind of thing. And, luckily the golf course gives me most of that data ahead of time. But
speaking of the prizes, how do you fund the prizes?
So everybody that plays on a Thursday, when we're playing a game, puts in $4 through the Pro Shop, and then all of the prizes are Pro Shop credit.
Okay, and they have to be used in the year that they win.
Yes. Okay. As a matter of fact, as a reminder to anybody out there, you have to use them this year before December
30th.
No, It's now like the 21st.
Okay.
So you don't even have to the 31st anymore.
I spent all mine, so that's why.
Oh, I have too much money to spend. I don't know what to spend it on.
Well, I have a little bit out there, so I can maybe buy a cleat for my shoes.
Oh, I need those.
What steps do somebody need to do to join?
When someone's ready to join the WGA, there's a couple of ways they can do that. They can go to the Sun City webpage, homepage, and sign in. You then go to Sports and Clubs and find the WGA. And on our website, you'll find a location where you can click to join. If you like, you can also play with the WGA up to 3 times as a guest. If you want to see and kind of try it out and see how you like it, you can join, and we'll put you in a foursome that will be probably with a board member or the membership chairman, as well as people with a like handicap. And then if you decide you want to join, you just click on that. You just, as I said earlier, need a GIN and a CAM number. And once you fill out the form, our membership chairman reaches out to you. We then have an orientation program. So it helps you with Golf Genius, Chelsea, kind of updates you on how we do things in the WGA. And we make sure your first couple of rounds, again, like I said, you're playing with a board member or people with like handicaps.
Sounds like it gives somebody an opportunity to really understand and get to play. There were a lot of changes this year, as you guys know from playing. I mean, we had Okatee closed for a while, and then it opened, and then we went to we went from a single person in a golf cart to 2 people in a golf cart. And how did all of that go with your members? Did they feel like I know in the Men's Golf Association, everybody was complaining about the single cart rule to the double cart rule, but then it seemed to play away. Have they accepted all of that?
I think people are enjoying playing, riding with each other again. In fact, I noticed that sometimes it's like, girls, you need to chit chat a little quieter because we're trying to golf here. I think that there are a couple of folks who would probably prefer to be back in a single cart, but I think overall everyone is very I think they're fine with the change.
I think the social aspect of it seems to be better with,
Yeah,
with the two.
absolutely. But like she said, a lot of times we'll get a little chatty, which we didn't do as much when you're in your own cart, only on the tees. But I think everybody's getting used to doing it. I think the biggest part is when you switch carts, did I remember to take everything off the cart? Because, everybody has everything stashed away someplace differently in their carts. But I know it's made me clean out my car a little bit better.
One thing too, and I'm really pleased. We thought last year because of Okeechobee Creek being closed, and there were tighter tea time restrictions, we saw a nice bump in our membership, and we thought people were joining to help access the golf courses. We've had a really good renewal rate thus far. We're over 70% renewed. The people have through the end of the year to renew. So we're really pleased with that, and I think a lot of people are coming back to the WGA, so we're happy with that.
Yeah.
Now, are you starting your presidency in January, or are you the president today?
I am president today. However, we have had elections, and I'm actually phasing out, and December 31st is the end of my term. Ellen Rudman will be the new president beginning December 1st.
Okay.
Or January 1st.
And who are the rest of the officers that she'll have?
For next year, we have Ellen Rudman has been the membership chairman, and she is moving into the presidency, so we'll need to fill that position. Penny Lundberg is our secretary, and Amy Brownell will be our treasurer. Joining Renee will be Pat Card as Thursday tournaments. Our director of information is Joan Turner, and our new director of special events and exchanges is Jeannie McGuire. And they will all start in January.
As a preference, which course do you like best?
Well, I sure am enjoying playing Okeechobee since they've redone it.
Yeah.
But I like all of them, each for a different reason.
Yeah, I agree. I used to think I liked Hidden Cypress the best, mostly because I live on it. And it's the longer of them, even though I'm not the longest hitter out here by far. But I think I like them all exactly. They all make you tune up certain parts of your game, as you probably know. Yeah. I know that there's a lot of people that don't like Argent as much, but we had to play it every other week during the closure.
Right.
And I really like it. It makes you really concentrate on approaching the greens and helps your putting.
It's a nice course, too.
It is.
It's really great.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's fun, too. They're all fun. And I think, you hit on it. I think a lot of people join the WGA. They really enjoy golf, but I think the social aspect and getting outside and spending time with new friends and friends you've had for a long time really kind of brings everyone together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you see the ones that are really dedicated. As we start to get these cooler mornings, we'll see who shows and who doesn't. On cart path only days, do you find your members tend to? Because Charlie Kent has said that on those days, about 2/3 of the people decide not to play. Do you find that same kind of average with your players?
I don't know if it's 2/3. There are a lot of the women who won't play on CPO days. And let's be honest, we live in Sun City. Mm-hmm. We have every week is our week off. So we can play any great weather we want to. So there are people that just won't play that. But we also have some people who can't play that well.
Yeah.
They either physically can't do the CPO as well, or they just know they're going to get frustrated. I'm sometimes one of those because I don't like to play in mud.
Well, and I do think now that we're back to shared carts, it's really easier to play shared carts on a CPO day. And we even saw a lot of women sharing carts on those days prior to the change in the rule.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, it's some people it's physically hard.
Physically, it's hard for them.
So that makes it
We are in a retirement.
Yes, we are, and as you say, every day is weekend day here. Mm-hmm. So, is there anything else that you would like to add about the organization and the women's golf here at Sun City?
No, I just encourage anyone who's interested in trying 18-hole competitive golf, come out and play as a guest and see how you like it.
And I know that we say, WGA is competitive. I hope people don't think that means that we are hard-nosed, kind of very I mean, we've heard some people say that we're too competitive, that we're too serious, and I can guarantee you that some of us are definitely not too serious. If I don't make you laugh on the course, I haven't done my job.
Well, that $14 that you win, that's a big prize out there, you know. If you're
Well,
playing
you do it
first
enough
place.
times, you got a lot of money in there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, thank you both for being here. Renee's going to stick around, and we're going to talk to Renee and Kathy Bounds, who is the champion of the WGA, and Renee is the champion of the club. Okay, to my far left is Renee Cannon, who is the Sun City Club champion, women's division, and the Women's Golf Association champion, Kathy Bounds, is with me here, right to my immediate left. And I don't know that I've ever had the opportunity to sit with two champions before, so I really feel honored to be here with you. Kathy, how long have you been playing golf?
I've been playing golf ever since I was 8 years old. It's a passion that's been part of my family for as long as I can remember. Well, all my life, actually. So I caddied for my dad, and then my mom took up the game. And so then I played all through high school and then all through college.
And you played, where'd you play in college?
In college, I played for North Carolina State University. Go Wolfpack.
Okay, a D1 school. Very
That's
good.
right.
And, Renee, how long have you been playing golf?
So I've been playing since I was 7. Again, a family thing. My dad and my brother and I, my parents were divorced. My dad had custody. So I didn't even like the game. Didn't really want to be out there, but didn't have a choice. I grew up in Western New York in the middle of nowhere on a little tiny golf course. But I learned that I was a very social kid. So I got to grow up with people that, were very loving for the most part. And figured out, though, I did play high school golf, and figured out boys really don't like to be beat by girls. So that's what made it fun.
Sure. And what part of Western New York are you from?
I was 30 miles northeast of Buffalo, right on the Erie Canal, so Middleport, New York.
So you got to play winter golf really a lot.
So we didn't play winter golf, although there was a few times I got to play on New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, because if we didn't have snow, we could go down to the golf course and play. But I actually loved having the winter off, because I got rid of any bad habit that I had during the summer, and it came right back and went back to my fundamentals, let's call them.
Kathy, preparing for the WGA championship, did you do anything special?
Well, because we play these golf courses every week, you pretty much know the course. It's just a matter of, first of all, understanding what is the weather going to be, to making sure that you're prepared for that and you have the appropriate, attire that you need. Also making sure that your equipment is ready. But having played the golf course so much, it's a little different than preparing for something that's off property. I know how the greens roll. I would like to know, did he cut the greens? Did he roll the greens? Also, have they cut the rough? As we know lately, the rough has been pretty high. So that was changed my strategy sometimes on the par fives. But other than that, it's just a matter of, going back and reviewing what are the things that I need to. I'm having an issue right now with bunkers. So I'm doing a lot of preparation for bunker play, mainly staying out of them.
Yeah. Renee, did you do anything special?
So, no. A lot of my friends understand that I don't practice. I hate practice. So when I saw this question, I was like, oh, this is going to sound silly, but I really don't do hardly anything. So Kathy has to worry about rough and stuff because she hits the ball really far. I, on the other hand, do not. I've been known most of my life just to be straight down the middle and stay out of trouble. I didn't even have sand on my little tiny golf course when I was a kid. I didn't own a sand wedge till after I got out of college. And I didn't play in college because I was too serious about school. So my job is just to keep me mentally right. And I do have friends that I've made here that have kept that much easier for me. We have a really good base of friends that root for each other. We push everybody up high. Like, everybody is making us better golfers, our certain groups and stuff. So I have a friend who we both do that has taught us to play with joy and love. And that's really what makes it fun. That's how I won. I stayed centered. And I just have this little heart that I carry in my pocket from her, and it just works.
Well, playing loose is a lot better than when your muscles are all tight.
This is true.
Renee, you were in a playoff though, weren't you?
I was. It was looking back on it as my husband and everybody says, I don't know how you did that. Tried to stay like I did all day in the moment. I played really, really consistently the second day. That's what got me there, because I was a few strokes behind Barb after the first day. And she just had one bad hole that day that I didn't. So that's how we got tied for the most part. And I think she's a much better putter than I am, but people tell me that I'm pretty good. So I had a really, really consistent day. And the playoff was a little bit stressful. On the second hole, I had to make a longer putt than I would normally think I could make. This one can make every putt. I made it, and then the third hole, I hit it to like within 2 feet on the par 3 on Okatee. And she almost made a long birdie putt, but she didn't. But I got to make mine.
So you played three holes.
Yeah, with a lot of people watching. All these people came out to watch. So I was like, okay, people, just stay out of my way.
Have to put them out of your head. Kathy, can you describe the tournament that you were in and anything special happened in that tournament?
Well, it was the WGA, so it was a special tournament because it's kind of a highlight of the WGA program. So I was just very fortunate to play some very nice golf that day, over the 2 days. And I just stayed calm. My focus was to go down the fairway, put it in the middle of the green, make your 2 putts, and that was the strategy for most of the day. I was fortunate that I made a lot of 1 putts.
And so you know when if you're near Kathy, you don't have to be in the same group, but you know when she's made a putt because she has a specific thing she does. And go ahead and do it.
Yeah, so every time the putt goes in for the birdie, it's yes! So, in fact, Callaway put that on my wedges. So you'll see them on my wedges. It says yes, and it's on my bag. So that's kind of my trademark.
That is her trademark.
And you'll hear it around the golf course a lot. Because
I saw both of your scores, and they were pretty impressive. So, it seemed to have been that you were both on the days that you were playing, and probably you're on every day that you play. But,
well, I think Renee will agree. Competition for me has been part of my life, and I think it's that way with Renee as well. And we kind of push each other all the time. In fact, I'm supposed to play with her Thursday, and I'm looking forward to it if it comes to fruition, because we do push each other, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Are there any maybe not monetarily, but are there any side bets going on?
Oh, yes. There's always
There's a lot of talk. Let's just say there's a lot of talk.
Yes.
I used to play in a Friday night scramble back in Maryland, and I learned trash talk during that. I mean, I learned it in high school because all the boys were really trying to mess with me. And my husband has told other people when they try to mess with me, they said, make her mad. She goes, oh, no, don't do that. That's it. And then we're like, oh, we'll give her something to drink. No, don't do that. So our one of our really good friends says, Renee Mad is not the person you want to play against.
Well, I really appreciate you guys coming here and sharing your experience with us. I think everybody would really benefit from hearing how you prepared and just the fun that you seem to have. I mean, you can see the joy of it in your faces. So I think it's something, and it's a great game. So you have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, it's
Absolutely.
not worth being.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, every day I think we all wake up and say how blessed we are to be here, to find this place. My in-laws actually had lived here before, and my dad lives out in Sun City West. So I knew a Sun City was in my future at some point, but the group of ladies that we have is amazing. It truly is.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest part is we all know it's for fun.
Yep.
I mean, we're not playing for anybody's cars or houses or anything like that.
Not yet.
Not yet. Me and Renee are working on it, though.
She does have a nice caddy.
But it is a lot of fun, and we have a great group of ladies here that play in the WGA, so it's a great group.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you being with us today, and thank you very much. And I think your story is inspirational to man or woman who plays golf, just to hear about what you've gone through and how you enjoy it. So thank you very much for being
Well,
with us.
thank you for having us.
We recently reported that the Sun City Greens Committee has revitalized the Adopt a Hole program. This Adopt a Hole program is a group of volunteers who get together to help the course superintendents in maintaining the integrity and playability of the courses. These volunteers give their time and effort in all that they do, and they rake the bunkers, they fix divots, they put sand where people have not put sand. They report any issues to the course superintendent. One of these volunteers who we'd like to spotlight this month is Bob Ashcroft. Bob began his volunteering efforts in Columbus, Ohio, where for 10 years he worked with the Columbus Parks and Recreation Department in helping to maintain those parks and keep them family friendly. Bob moved here to Sun City, and when he got here, he was looking for some kind of a similar type of volunteer effort. After a while, he found one in the Adopt a Hole program. When the email came out, he jumped on it, and as you can see here in this photo of Bob, he's all lined up with all of this equipment and ready to go and ready to keep these courses clean and playable. Bob said that he really appreciates the work that they're doing, and he said the volunteers really like it when people thank them for what they're doing. And one of the people that thanked them while he was working was Rick Barnes, who is the director of golf course maintenance here at Sun City. Rick took time out of his day to walk up to Bob, thank Bob, and to thank all of the volunteers for the work that they do in maintaining the courses here at Sun City. We would also like to thank Bob for the efforts that he has done. If you're interested and you want to become one of these volunteers, contact Frank Orby. Frank has all the information that you need, and he will provide you with the training that you need in order to be one of these volunteers. Well, this is our last show of the month, the last show of the year, and we'd like to thank a lot of people who have helped put this show together. We want to thank our producer. We'd like to thank all of our camera talent, the engineers that help us put this together, and the other reporters who have stood in here and done some of the same work that I'm doing. We'd like to also say thank you to all of those organizations where we got together with them and they allowed us to interview them and allowed us to hear about their stories and what they do and make it more interesting for all of us here at Sun City. We thank them for their time and effort. But most of all, we thank you, the viewers who watch these shows every month and watch us even weekly, because without you, we really wouldn't be able to put a show on. So thank you very much, and we wish all of you a good and happy New Year.
That's all for this month's Spotlight on Sports. Have a good day.
We need those action shots and Kodak moments that happen every day here in Sun City. Think about when you're out on the courses, the courts, or the field, putting that phone to good use and snapping those shots of your favorite athletes. Hold your camera for a landscape, not portrait orientation. Send your photos and videos with a brief description of the event details and identify persons when possible. Email them to suncitytvhh@gmail.com and watch for your first TV photo credit. Sun City TV invites you to join our crew. Our growing technology presence requires enthusiastic, creative volunteers. No previous TV experience needed. Email us at suncitytvhh@gmail.com.